previously on the financial drive-through. You better definitely get a kick of starting my videos that way. Hi guys, it's Majesty Bianga again with the financial drive-through, and today we're going to be talking about what happened yesterday. Weed is now legal in Canada, and as you can see, I got a legalized it shirt to kind of work out with the theme here. So yeah, and we're going to talk about that and definitely related to crypto, the financial markets. And if you're interested in that kind of content, definitely smash the like button and be sure to subscribe if you're new. And that said, let's drive through. Now, I'll tell you I got lucky. I found out about legalization of weed in Canada just over a week ago. So naturally, because of the channel, I started looking into weed coins. And quite interestingly, Cannabis Coin did have some marked growth. I bought in on the coin, I think around the 10th of October or so. I probably would have spoken about this on the channel, but I haven't done a video since last week. I'm sorry about that, guys. I've been going through a lot. Someone literally drove through my car, pun intended. And so I bought some Cannabis Coin around the 10th of October. That was somewhere around this region. And it dropped. You know, I saw a slight drop here. I was really pissed. I was like, oh my God, what have I done? It was a stupid choice. But knowing that people usually buy the hype and buy the rumors, I decided to hang in there, and I bought some pot coin, I bought some THC coin, I bought about 4 different weed coins, and I'll briefly skim through all of them. And this was actually where I had the most gains. You can see this was a nice decent spike. And at this point I took some profits because I didn't really expect it to grow much bigger. But what happened was yesterday on the 17th, there was this marked spike all the way over here. I think this is about a 44% rise in price from the time that I bought. So pretty good stuff, pretty nice gains. Naturally, what happened was once the day came, people started to sell off because everybody wanted to take profits. It makes sense, you know, and price is tethering somewhere around this region. And you could check out pot USD. Pot USD also had a marked rise. It wasn't as impressive and people sold off, and now there's some consolidation over in this region. THC coin, that's hemp coin to the dollar. There was also a small rise over here and another one yesterday on the 17th that kind of rivaled the previous high. Again, people sold out. So I mean, this is the general cycle. It's the same thing we saw with Ripple just before the Swell conference. Price rallied and people sold out afterwards. Now, the main reason these coins are now on my watch list is because I did not liquidate my position, for one thing. And the legalization of weed in Canada, as far as I'm concerned, is going to bring in some extra liquidity into the weed crypto markets and definitely weed stocks and such. And so I definitely want to keep this on my watch list. I've actually put them up here. You can see I trade other Forex pairs as well. And yeah, this is the latest addition to that. Now, I definitely don't pretend to be an expert. I only started trading Forex and cryptocurrencies about 2 or 3 years ago. And even then, it was on a much smaller scale than what I'm doing right now. And I'll be perfectly honest, marijuana, cryptocurrencies, and stocks were definitely not on my radar. So I had to do my research, and I checked out Investopedia. I'll link all these articles in the detail section of the video so you can check them out if you're interested. And so yeah, I talked about Potcoin. There's a whole genesis of it. Why I like Potcoin, though, they have a proof of stake system. So I'm definitely going to be staking the ones I have left and, you know, just see how the market does. And, you know, I'll keep you updated on anything that comes from that. I don't expect anything to happen too soon. I mean, again, people sold off. The market's going to have to take some time to level off and decide what it's really going to do. But in the long run, I'm definitely just going to keep my eye out and see what happens, because if this works out for Canada, a lot of other countries are probably going to jump in, and we could see some stronger market sentiment in this regard. Looking back now, Cannabis Coin was actually one of my better choices, and yeah, I'm just really going to see how this thing's all right out. Again, I'm not going to get too into this, so we're just going to skim through all of them. There's Dope Coin, there is Hemp Coin, and I'm not a huge fan of Canna Coin. First of all, their website is not even secure, and so I tend to not bother about stuff like that. If your interest happens to be stocks, CNN Business actually does have a few that you should be looking at. There's Canopy Growth, TGC, there's Kronos, and Tilray. Tilray has been seeing some serious volatility, I think, for the last 2 months or so. And in the wake of the news about weed being legalized in Canada, I think the stock prices actually rallied a remarkable amount. But then they dropped quite early sometime, I think maybe around September 17th or thereabouts. So there's been some major volatility in the weed market, and it's definitely not something I encourage people to just jump into. And you're going to find a lot of people get really, really enthusiastic about this. They're going to get really high, stone out, and then just be like, yeah, let's buy some of this stuff. But guys, I really want you all to do your research. The reason I started the video the way I did was basically so you could understand the whole thing about following the rumors and following the hype, and not necessarily just acting out based on your sentiments about weed. I mean, let's not kid ourselves. A lot of people are morally opposed to marijuana, and you know, it's their right, I guess, to be opposed to it, and there are some people who are for it. I try to keep a less biased point of view. I'm strictly an investor, and this is all I look at. Sentiments aside, regardless of how you feel about it, just be practical. That's really all I'm saying. I saw this nice clip from CNN online. It's basically showing you what day one of weed legalization in Canada looks like. Let's check it out. 3, 2, 1.
I came out to be the first person in Canada to buy a legal gram of recreational cannabis to help see the ending of prohibition in Canada.
These aren't crypto payments, by the way, but I mean, recreational sales is up 4.3 billion.
I'm going to have a lot more variety than the black market dealers, so you'll have a lot more choice at our store.
We will soon have a new system in place, one that keeps cannabis out of the hands of our kids and keeps profits away from organized crime.
And on that note, that actually begs a very important question, and I think it should be our question of the day. Bearing in mind that a lot of these cryptocurrencies were made to avoid regulations, I want to know how you see the legalization of weed in Canada affecting the price and the usage of weed cryptocurrencies. So let me know in the comment section of the video, how do you think this is going to affect the weed crypto economy? I mean, on the one side, I see liquidity coming in, but on the other hand, I think if you no longer need to use these things, would people actually use it? We're always talking about crypto adoption, and regardless of what people think about weed cryptos, they are cryptos and people are actually still using them. So let me just know your thoughts in the details section, and I mean, that's that. There are also very interesting advances coming up. There's a Canadian firm trying to build a blockchain-based supply chain platform for the cannabis industry, and again, links are going to be in the details section of the video, but getting right into that, the company is DMG Blockchain Solutions Inc., and they've announced the development of their global supply chain management platform for the legal cannabis industry, according to the announcement published on October 17th. I mean, these guys are jumping right on the ball, and so let's see how that goes. And more cannabis-related news, German company Hanf Extracts has partnered with Bitcanna, and Bitcanna is basically working on a blockchain that is fit to actually scale the cannabis industry, the global cannabis industry actually, so interesting stuff, interesting partnerships. And guys, that brings us to the end of today's video. So do let me know what you think about the future of the weed crypto industry and basically your thoughts on legalization of weed. And if you like this kind of content, definitely smash the like button. Here on the Financial Drive-Thru, my aim is to help you get an edge in the cryptocurrency and financial markets through up-to-date news, information, and pretty much talk about random things that happen in this space. And if you want to see more random stuff like this, I definitely encourage you to subscribe. My name is Majesty Ibianga, and I'll see you on the next Drive-Thru. Thank you.